Blake Lively could have chemistry with a rock. It could have been just a tree, and there would have been chemistry. And it'd be like, oh my God, the tree did so good with Blake.
That's a compliment, Blake. That is
she's that talented. So I take no credit.
Directing myself, a lot of that had to do with, the brilliance of Blake Lively. I don't think people realize how involved she was in this movie. She was extremely involved, and she really made the film better. And
teaching Justin how to pull you in.
Where have you seen that? That shouldn't be happening, by the way.
Put me in any clothes and give me any words and have me step in and transform. And I used to be very insecure about that. I used to feel like an imposter because I would watch actors who were just shapeshifters. They could do it in any circumstance.
Unfortunately, regardless of how famous you are in Hollywood, you have no choice over which attorney deposes you or not. Blake Lively's learning the hard way that court is not Hollywood. I'm sorry, come again? You don't get to, this isn't a Colleen Hoover movie. You don't get to pick and choose who you have to work with and who you don't. Sorry, Blake, but your dragons don't work here.
And so people just know this behind the scenes. You should just know that she is a bit of a brat, okay?
My nose is so big.
I was hoping that we could address this. It's not too late.
My money is on Blake Lively being wrong.
What is happening?
Welcome back to Hollywood Stars Unfiltered, your front row seat to the juiciest, most explosive drama Tinseltown has to offer. Today, we're cracking open a legal battle so messy it makes Real Housewives look like a bedtime story. Blake Lively, Hollywood's golden girl, is locked in a courtroom war with Jane the Virgin star Justin Baldoni, and the tea, it's scalding. Buckle up, besties. This one's wild.
Journal as if I was Ryle and the things that Ryle experienced in his life. And I had to create, as an example, the trauma that happened to him. I had to recreate that.
Let's cut straight to the drama. Blake Lively isn't just fighting Justin Baldoni in court, she's trying to silence him. Sources reveal she's filed multiple motions to slap gag orders on Baldoni and his attorney, Brian Freedman. Translation, shut up now. But here's the kicker. Judges keep swatting her request down like flies at a picnic. If she's so innocent, why muzzle the opposition? Critics say it reeks of panic. And honestly, we're inclined to agree. But just when you think it can't get wilder, oh, it does, because this feud isn't just about two stars. It's about collusion with the media.
Primarily, people don't like to work with Blake Lively. I can also tell you personally, back when I was an intern at Glamour magazine, working under an editor, she said the most difficult person that she has ever worked with and the rudest person that she had ever worked with was Blake Lively.
Now, let's unpack the nuclear-level twist in this saga. Baldoni's jaw-dropping accusation that Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds colluded with the New York Times to torpedo his reputation. According to court filings, Baldoni's team claims the Times published a hit piece packed with misleading narratives and doctored evidence, all allegedly orchestrated by Lively's camp to paint Baldoni as the villain. But here's where it gets wild. Insiders say the article was just the tip of the iceberg. Leaked emails, yes, emails, reveal that Blake's PR team allegedly ghost wrote portions of the Times piece, framing Baldoni as difficult and unprofessional during their collaboration on a shelf film project. One damning excerpt, a draft quote attributed to an anonymous source that reads, "Justin's ego derailed the entire production." The Baldoni's lawyers argue that the source was actually Blake's publicist, caught red-handed in a paper trail. If proven, this isn't just gossip, it's media manipulation on a studio mogul level.
She's now made multiple attempts to gag Justin Baldoni and his attorney, now wants the case dismissed, and now is fighting back against a deposition.
And wait, it gets worse. Baldoni's lawsuit alleges the Times buried key evidence that exonerates him, including text messages where Blake admits we need to control the narrative. Legal experts say this could blow the case wide open, turning it from a petty feud into a First Amendment firestorm. Imagine, A-listers weaponizing the press? It's House of Cards meets TMZ. But why risk it? Rumor has it Blake was desperate to bury a specific secret about her conduct on set, something Baldoni's team cryptically refers to as Project Frost in court docs. Was it a meltdown? A power play? The truth's still locked in legal limbo, but one thing's clear, the Times isn't backing down. Their lawyers are already spinning this as protected journalism, but Baldoni's camp is firing back with a $50 million defamation lawsuit. Talk about doubling down. Yet as explosive as the media angle is, Blake's real nightmare might be what's coming next, the receipts. And no, we're not talking CVS coupons.
So basically, we do see gag orders in cases, typically in criminal cases, because stakes are so much higher, and that's to protect the criminal defendant, because under the Sixth Amendment in the United States, the defendant has a right to a fair trial, and the prosecution's release of information about the allegations in the criminal complaint can, taint a jury pool. I don't see that here, particularly since she is the one who has gone out there so publicly herself.
Here's the tea. Blake's lawyers are pulling every trick to keep her off the witness stand. Scheduling conflicts? Check. Claims of intimidation? Double check. But the real kicker? She's accusing Freedman of having a personal vendetta. Judges aren't buying it. One even quipped, "Nice try, now sit down." If she's got nothing to hide, why the evasion? Fans are side-eyeing harder than a Succession boardroom showdown. And who is this Freedman guy? Turns out, he's the legal world's equivalent of a honey badger. Relentless.
Love romance, and I love it as an audience member, and I love it in my real life, and I just really believe in.
Reportedly is claiming that she doesn't want Brian Freedman to depose her because of unspecified statements that he's made about her. You mean like when he said that they had plans to sue her into oblivion?
Now let's talk about the wolf at the door, the man who's become the boogeyman of Blake Lively's legal team, Brian Freedman. If this case were a movie, Freedman would be the unshakable, sharp-tongued antagonist who refuses to back down, no matter how many A-listers try to intimidate him. Described by insiders as a legal pit bull, Freedman's reputation precedes him. He's the guy who doesn't just win cases, he crushes them. And right now, he's got Blake Lively squarely in his crosshairs. So what makes Freedman so dangerous? For starters, he's not afraid to play dirty. In a leaked deposition, Freedman reportedly told Blake's lawyers, "I'll sue her into oblivion if that's what it takes to get the truth." And he's not bluffing. Sources close to the case say Freedman's sitting on a treasure trove of evidence. Think text messages, emails, and even recorded phone calls that could expose Blake's alleged behind-the-scenes scheming. One particularly damning piece? A text exchange where Blake allegedly says, "We need to bury this before it gets out." If that's not a smoking gun, we don't know what is.
Are you going to sue Blake Lively too?
Into oblivion, Megan. Wait till you see this lawsuit.
Oh boy. Well, for what?
Full of evidence, admissions, documents, which prove exactly what she did and how she bullied her way through the process to take over the movie. Agent will be part of this lawsuit. That was Blake Lively's. Blake Lively will be sued, and we're carefully considering other people that will be sued also, and some of them will come as a surprise. Ryan Reynolds.
But here's where it gets even juicier. Freedman's not just targeting Blake. Rumor has it he's compiling a list of surprise defendants, including Ryan Reynolds, yes, Deadpool himself. Insiders claim Freedman's uncovered evidence suggesting Ryan was more involved in the alleged smear campaign than previously thought. Could this be the end of Hollywood's golden couple? Fans are already speculating. Blake's team, meanwhile, is doing everything they can to paint Freedman as the villain. They've called him a bully and accused him of having a personal vendetta against Blake, but Freedman's not sweating it. In fact, he's leaning into the drama, reportedly telling colleagues, "Let him talk. The truth always comes out." And with every motion he files, every deposition he demands, it's clear he's not backing down.
But I have no idea on what grounds these two and their mediocre lawyers are going to attempt to dismiss his lawsuit.
But here's the kicker. Freedman's not just fighting for Baldoni, he's fighting for transparency. In a recent interview, he said, "This case isn't just about Justin, it's about holding powerful people accountable when they try to manipulate the system." And honestly, that's a narrative that's resonating. Fans are starting to see Freedman not as the big bad wolf, but as the guy who might finally bring Hollywood's dirty secrets to light. Yet as much as Freedman's the star of this legal drama, Blake's not going down without a fight. In her next move, it's straight out of a Hollywood thriller. Blake's got Taylor Swift on speed dial and WME on retainer. Normally, that's a recipe for crisis control, but courts? They don't care about red carpet clout. Judges keep ruling against her and her dream team looks powerless. It's a stark reminder, when subpoenas fly, even Hollywood royalty plays by the rules. Or tries to. Meanwhile, fans are roasting Blake harder than a Thanksgiving turkey. Social media is exploding with memes dubbing this Blake's frozen era because, girl, that image is melting fast. Every legal Hail Mary she throws just fuels speculation. Why the desperation? Is she shielding skeletons or just hates bad press? Either way, the court of public opinion's leaning toward guilty. And Baldoni, he's staying suspiciously quiet. Plot twisting.
Their lawyers have filed a similar motion. A move to dismiss.
All right, to begin, let's start with the end. The conclusion here, I have said this since before, long before this ever broke out between her and Justin Baldoni, that we have to compartmentalize. Blake Lively is not a good person. So no matter what happens in this lawsuit, no matter who wins in the end, do not let it distract you from the fact that she has proven herself not to be a kind person. Okay.
In a newly released letter, we are now finding out that Blake Lively is not happy with Justin Baldoni's attorney, Brian Freedman. So much so that she's fighting back and doesn't want to be deposed by him.
Are you going to sue Blake Lively too?
Into oblivion.
Which brings us to the million-dollar question. What's next? Will Blake settle to avoid more bombshells or double down and risk a trial that could expose everything? Freedman's hinted at surprise defendants, maybe even Ryan Reynolds. Yikes. One thing's clear, this isn't ending with a handshake and a selfie. Grab your popcorn, folks. The final act's gonna be fire. So besties, what's your verdict? Is Blake a master manipulator or just Hollywood's latest punching bag? Smash that comment section and spill your takes. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell because trust us, you don't want to miss the next chapter. This is Holly, signing off from Hollywood Stars Unfiltered. Stay messy, stay curious, and as always, stay tuned.